for joining us. Hemang, morning. One pocket of the market, Hemang, which got active yesterday after a long gap was small to mid to higher NBFCs, be it Shriram Finances of the world. Chola came back after a weakish number. Even Samman Financial, the erstwhile India Bull Housing, and what have you. Is this space bottoming out? In fact, the worst of the numbers like Fusion or even Credit Grameen kind of showed some spark of greenery. Do you think this space is ripe for stock picking, or it's early days to get into NBFCs?
Good morning, Ajay. Thanks for having me. Yes, I think we are seeing a good momentum in some of the pockets, as you mentioned, whether it's Shriram Transport Finance, Chola. Of course, India Bull Housing is a different, stock altogether. I think a part of that has something to do with the fact that within the banking vertical, you are seeing a part of the money being diverted from the banks to the NBFC and the insurance because, as we all know, the banks are grappling with, the growth on the deposit side. The NIMs are under pressure. So, and the sector is underperforming. So I think the part of that flow is moving into NBFC wherever you are seeing either early signs of recovery or valuation comfort and also to the insurance pocket. So we do like some of the NBFCs, particularly Chola and Shriram Transport Finance. I think they are on a strong footing, and I don't think there is going to be any issue in terms of growth or in terms of NIMs per se. More so in case of Shriram Transport Finance because of the way they've reported their business update in this quarterly numbers. It looks like there is going to be a decent growth. So that is something that we like at this point.
Minute. Everybody likes defense. Everybody owns them. Everybody NFOs are out. But then why have these stocks fallen 15, 20, even 25%? Is the party over?
Kunj, I think the party definitely lasted for a good time, and party was much more exciting than what we thought it could be. But now that the reality check has kind of come to the basic check in terms of what kind of valuation, what kind of growth are we really looking at, and when you see the numbers that some of the companies have reported, they are not displaying that. I think barring HAL, Bharat Electronics, the numbers were not that great. And that is why you're seeing a bit of profit booking. I do think that as a theme, as a story, the party is over. But as an allocation stock, if you really want to take a longer term view, maybe a BEL, which is still growing at 35%, which is not bad, and HAL, which is again growing at a very high rate. These are the two names that we are comfortable with.
Hemang, I want to discuss the way there's a stealth kind of a bull market happening in global gold prices. Here, of course, there's an adjustment on the recently announced tax incentive for domestic buyers, but globally it even hit $2,500. Yesterday, what we saw, gold financier stocks also got active, which is kind of a proxy to that pocket. Do you like them, or for longest time they've not been getting anything over 1.2 time book? What's the play here?
I think there is some degree of correlation which is there between the gold prices and the gold financials. And when you look at the numbers, only Muthoot actually delivered good set of numbers. We had some of the other issues coming up with Manappuram. So selectively, yes, as a part of the NBFC pack, Muthoot is something that we like. But I don't think we can really look at it as a structural play because what's happening is that there can be a little bit of volatility in the gold prices also, and the growth that. But I think selectively one can look at it. One more point I would like to add, Ajay, about the brokerage stocks is that part of the reason why you're seeing the action across the brokerage stocks is because most of these discount brokers who are not charging anything on the cash trade now because of the like about 2 months back there was a directive that they will have to pass on the incremental benefits that they are getting on the exchange turnover to the clients. Now the brokerage companies will start hiking the brokerage rates for the cash segment also, and that would benefit a large number of players. Also, you are looking at a M&A play. Let's say Edelweiss has put Nuvama on the block. and that could trigger off some sort of a re-rating for the wealth companies and the broking stock. So I think these are the two reasons why you are seeing the action, and we do think that Edelweiss on a sum of part basis is looking quite attractive. We think that there is a case for a 20-25% kind of a re-rating if Nuvama goes through.
It's a very valid point. Hemang, Edelweiss, is close to 7,000 crore, 8,000 crore market cap right now, and the 4-5 businesses they are running themselves is some closer to 22-23,000 crores. That's something interesting. And Edelweiss has a residual. One of the promoters of Edelweiss still have a residual 700 crore worth of block in Nuvama, which is expected anytime soon. So watch out for Nuvama as well. The other space around 3.5-4% is coming from General Atlantic today, and the last 6-7 months the stock hasn't gone anywhere. And what is interesting is that Mr. Kushagi now is the street loves that management. Earlier Canara Bank, they've demonstrated some good work. Now they are the management at PNB Housing. Last 6 months stock is up only 15%. Housing as a space and PNB in particular, any thoughts, Hemang?
Think is going through a bit of a difficult time. If you look at LIC housing, for the past 2 quarters now, the NIMs are under pressure. The growth is not looking that good, which is quite surprising given the kind of growth that we are seeing in the new sales by the real estate companies. So I think that by itself is not giving you enough triggers to really latch onto them. So I would definitely not, be too positive on that entire space at this point of time. I would rather look for the real estate companies where, again, you're showing a very strong momentum-based growth. Because, though valuations have run up, when you see the actual data points at the ground level showing 30-40% kind of a growth, I think it makes more sense to be with them.
Hardly any.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.